Okay, hello everyone. I have here a Ka-bar. This Ka-bar is part of their 120th year anniversary. Ka-bar has been known as a few different companies under 120-year history. They've always been only in New York as far as I can tell, and they've known by a couple different names, a couple different logos. The Ka-bar name started just after World War II, if I remember correctly. So 120 years in any industry is quite a long one, and for knives, it's probably one of the longest, at least definitely one of the longest ones of the North American companies. So this one here, 120 years anniversary, and this is a collaboration with Ethan Becker. This is the Ka-bar BK98. It's called the Tuko, made in the USA. And there's only 120 of these made for the 120-year anniversary. So this is quite a rare piece. So we're going to do a little bit of a unboxing and kind of see what comes with it and what kind of knife this is, the Tuko. So let's pop the cover off here. Put this side. So it's wrapped in Ka-bar, I guess we call it tissue paper. It has a couple of the different logos they've used in the past. They got the Union Cutlery company there, you can see right there. And you have the Ka-bar knives. So let's unwrap this carefully, put the box off the side for now. Get it out of frame completely. Okay, and let's worry about unwrapping this to see what we have underneath the tissue paper. Okay, so tissue paper is out. It does come in a plastic sheath, which is nice because it is a kind of multi-purpose, multi-function knife. At least that's the way it's designed for. So take a quick look at the sheath there and the handle, and I know everyone's waiting to see what's inside the sheath. So let's carefully pull it apart without scratching anything and cutting yourself. So here it is. Put the sheath away for a second. This is the Ka-bar Becker BK98, the Tuko. So it's kind of, at first glance, it kind of looks like a chef's knife, kind of a Western style chef knife with a cleaver style hook at the front, hole at the front, so you can hook it up and hold it up from a rack while it's out of use. Take a look at the profiles there so you can focus on the spine there. My hand gets in the way. Come on, focus. You may see a little bit closer, see if it'll focus on the blade. There he goes. It really doesn't want to focus the autofocus on the spine there. I think it's a little bit too thin. There it is. Get a good look at it. Different angles there. There you go there. Okay, so that's a knife. We'll do a little bit more about that in a second. Let's see what else is in the box. Pulling the box back into frame here. Get a little divider there. Let's see what's underneath here. So under the cardboard divider, what do we got? We have some stickers, all the different logos over the 120 years that they've had, starting from the left to right, I guess. The new logo for the 120th year anniversary, the Ka-bar dog's head logo, Ka-bar, I guess kind of more the pennant style, I guess celebrating their history with the military. Another Ka-bar 120, kind of more of kind of 80s kind of NASCAR style. And traditional little shield, the Ka-bar 120 years with the bear in the shield, again from 1898 to 2018, 120 years. Okay, so that's that. And we have the Ka-bar knives, hardcore lives, hardcore knives, the logo, with a little bit of an instruction manual about taking care of your Ka-bar and sharpening it and closing it, and a little bit of the history of Ka-bar at the back there. See if you can see it there. and some of their brands that they use there. Let's see if it'll focus there. There we go there. Okay. Okay, so put that back, put that away, and let's get back to the knife. Okay, so with the knife here, I actually got a chance to meet Ethan Becker at SHOT Show a couple years ago. Very nice man, very nice designs. Some of you may be familiar with some of his more popular designs, the BK2, BK7, BK9, pretty much staples in any kind of bushcraft or camp application or kit. So back to this 120th anniversary knife that he was asked to design for Ka-bar for the 120th anniversary. Let's start with kind of the heart of the matter with the blade steel. The blade steel is S35vn. See if you can focus there on the camera, if it'll catch it. I don't think it will. I just want to focus on my hand for some reason. Let's try changing the settings here and when we come back. Give me 1 second. Okay, try this one more time. Let's see if it'll focus on just the date there. Is it too close? Let's see if it'll do that there further out. But anyway, if the camera's not cooperating now, but it is S35vn Steel, which is a nice steel kind of all the way around. It's got a stone wash finish on, which is nice. So it, if you are using it in robust natures, it won't look too bad from being scratches being used for different applications. So this kind of knife here designed to kind of bridge the gap between like a kitchen knife and an outdoor kind of adventure knife, kind of a camp knife, so to speak. It's not one that I would use primarily for batoning or for cutting up kindling as my first choice, but the blade thickness and the material probably would hold up to it in a pinch if you needed to. The curvature of the blade's got a nice belly, so good for chopping vegetables and even for cutting up meat. It's got a deep, almost like a Scandi grind to it. Doesn't kind of quite come all the way up the top there, but a very good bevel to give it a good cutting edge without being too delicate. A spine is nice and thick as well. A lot thicker than a kitchen knife, but not quite as thick as a traditional hunting or outdoor camping knife, which I have a couple over here beside me just to compare what this is in terms of like where it sits between a kitchen knife and a outdoor knife. So give me 1 second here. So let's go first to the kind of more what you would consider to be a hunting knife or outdoors knife. This one here is a Puma. It's part of their SGB line. It's called the Buffalo Hunter. This one here has got the stag handles on it and the brass bolster, brass guard, if you will. Now, if you turn the side on here, you can see that it has a much wider blade material to it. So if you get both of them in frame, if it'll focus, see side by side, you can see how the Tuko is a bit thinner than the Puma. But the Puma is a much more robust blade. And the Puma, put this one down here for a second, you can see he's got a different grind to it. So you see the secondary bevel is quite pronounced and a big belly to it to help assist with skinning and processing animals after they're down. So that's kind of a typical one. You sometimes see camping knives or hunting knives with thicker spines. Some of the BK series, the BK2s and the BK7s, BK9s. Well, BK2 is quite a bit thicker than this one. It's about the same thickness as a BK7, I would say, just kind of off the top of my eyeball there. So that's kind of one side there, and put this one away. And let's see to the other side here, in terms of a more traditional kitchen knife. So this one right here is one that I use quite a bit. It is Kanetsune brand. It's a Japanese-made chef's knife. Blade steel on this one is made from VG10 with folded cladding on the side. It's a 33-layer fold on the side. I'm not sure if the camera will pick up the blade pattern on the cladding. Let's see here, give it a second to focus. Reflecting the camera back and on me again, but if you hold it on edgewise, the camera will focus there. I think it's got it there. You pick it up again compared to the Tuko. You can see that once it focuses, come on, behave. A bit further out. Come on, focus, focus. A little bit closer. Don't be difficult. Why are you being difficult for? I wish I had a manual focus on this thing, and sometimes maybe put a little bit closer together so it's the one object. Come on. Might take some photos at the end just to compare this so I can actually control the focus a little better than on the camera focus. You can see that the Kanatsune, the kitchen knife, is much thinner than the Tuko. Again, it's a kitchen knife, so it doesn't have to be very robust. It's not going to be expected to chop through logs in a survival situation. But it's vegetables. You can see here on the Kanatsune, the blade profile is pretty much one edge with a micro bevel at the end, just for very intricate slicing. See the edge on there, it almost disappears in the camera. Very good knife, but different style altogether. So you can see where the Tuko has its multi-profile, multi-mission, multiple use roll on it. So will be very comfortable at home in the kitchen, chopping up onions, cutting up meat, making your next stew or your next chili con carne, or whatever it is you want to do. Also a knife, again, you can carry around with you as a camp knife, again for camp preparations, or again if you needed to do a little bit more serious work in the backcountry. That's why they do give you a very nice sheath as well to protect your investment. Even if it's in the drawer with your rest of the knives, which I would never put, I may put it back in the box. I would probably hang it just so that it's not bumping against other metallic objects and ruining the edge. The sheath here has, I would assume it's going to be standard spacing on the grommets there, so you can put any type of lashing material on there or belt loop on it, so you can wear it on your belt if you wish, or you can just strap it to a pack if you like there. So the knife itself fits very easily into the sheath. It's got a audible click, so you know it's secure, so you're not going to lose it. And of course, with this being limited to only 120 pieces worldwide, it's definitely a piece that if you do choose to use it out in the field, you want to make sure you keep an eye on it and don't lose it there. I'm still undecided, up in the air, whether or not I will actually use this as an everyday knife. I hate being one of those people that kind of has like a tool. This is still a tool, even though it is made as a kind of anniversary piece. It's still a tool, and the steel quality and the build quality of the knife is very good, so it will handle up to years and years of use. I'm still undecided whether or not I will actually use this as its intended function as a camp and kitchen knife, or whether or not I keep it in my collection and put it on display with the rest of my my collection of cutlery and knives. I'll probably do some more videos later on about some of the other pieces in my collection if anyone is interested in them. Nothing super exotic. This is probably, other than my custom made knives, this is probably the most exotic and most limited production knife that I own right now. Maybe if I get the opportunity to go down to SHOT Show again and Mr. Becker is down there, I'll get him to autograph or to engrave the knife to give a little bit more of a provenance there. So I don't think I discussed the handle material yet. The handle material is a synthetic material. It's designed to look like old bone. Now it's taken yellowed to it. I believe it is a micarta material to it. So very, very, not super aggressively grippy, but it's not going to slip out of your hands. It's got good texture, good shaping to it to fit the contours of the hand without separating your fingers. You can get a good grip on it. If you're using it kind of to skin, if you have to, as an animal there, you get index it on the finger there. You got a good pinch point there for your thumb to slip on it. Even if you're going to grab the blade, a lot of room there in the blade. Good for fine chopping work there. And even for, like, you know, cutting rope, you got a good grip on there. Thumb up if you like, just to power through any objects there. And of course you have full tang and a spot to put a lanyard on, so if you're doing anything a little more spirited, the knife doesn't go flying out of your hand and injure yourself there with it. So there it is there, guys. There's the Tuko BK98, one of 120 pieces, made for celebrating Ka-bar's 120th anniversary there. Just like I said, I'm going to try to take some high-res photos, keep it at the end of this video to show you some glamour shots of this knife, and I'll probably include some shots as well too of the other two knives I showed you, just to compare kind of the build and the thickness of it, and show you where it fits in terms of a true multi-use knife. Again, easily and happily at home in the kitchen, or very capable and sturdy and able to handle any task that you would ask of it out in the field as well, whether just for as a camp knife, set up a lunch and dinner for you and your buddies out in the field, or if you get yourself a little bit of in trouble and need to get yourself back to society or to survive until someone comes and finds you. So that's been it. My name is Brian again. Channel here is Future Randomness. If you like what you see and you want to see more, please feel free to like the video, share, and subscribe to the channel. And I'll have more random things at random times coming up in the future. So thank you, and goodbye.